Because tell the story. I love this story, but tell the story that we talked to the counselor about when you tried to get out.
When I tried to get out.
When you tried to get out of rehab because you had to go see your kids.
Oh, all right. Yeah, assholes really trying to get me to. So when I don't love this story.
I love this story.
So when I went into rehab, so I have three kids, right? Kim and I have 6 kids, but the other 3 kids come obviously later. But that time I had 3 kids, and 2 of the kids' birthdays were in August, and I went into rehab right then. And after 2 days, is like my daughter's birthday was coming up, or my son's, I don't remember which ones. And I was telling the counselor, like, well, I got to go. And he's like, why? And I said, well, it's my kid's birthday. And what kind of shitty father, would I be if I don't go to my kid's birthday? And I need to go back and, like, I've learned my lesson. I need to go be a good dad. And he basically looked at me and he was like, you've been a shitty father for how many years? And now all of a sudden, because you're 2 days sober,
right,
you're going to go be a good dad.
Right.
And that he might as well just ripped my heart out of me.
Right.
I instantly broke down and ugly cried.
Right.
Times 3. Yeah. Ugly cried times 3. Yeah. Where you can't breathe. that type of cry. And it was powerful.
Yeah.
And it was so true. It was very true. I hadn't been a good father. I hadn't been present for my kids. And that's something that I have to live with for literally the rest of my life.
Yeah.
I get it when you spoke about your grandpa and you took 5 years off of his life. That's something that I got, because I'm like, I get it. If that's true or not, who knows?
Yeah.
But I get it.
It's true to me.
I get it. I just look back and go man, I lost how many years with my kids?
Right.
Because I chose meth.
Yeah.
And
that's the only thing that I avoided, was that I didn't have kids during the height of my addiction. I didn't have kids when I was young, and I definitely thank God for that all the time, just because I'm very, very fortunate. I've got a lot of awful stories and I hurt a lot of people, but I didn't do that.
Yeah.
And it almost makes me at times feel like I don't feel like I had a high bottom.
Right.
Like we talk about, right? I don't feel like I had a high bottom. I was fucked up. I was in jail. I was looking at 2 years in prison. I was a mess. You know what I mean? I don't feel like I had a high bottom. But then when I hear stories like that, it's like, fuck, you kind of had a high bottom. You know what I mean? It kind of makes you feel like that.
And it's devastating, because I look at it and I remember being in the middle of my addiction, knowing people that abandoned their kids, and I was like, man, that person's a piece of shit.
Yeah.
And I was doing the same thing.
Right.
I'd pop in, they would see me,
right,
a couple times a week, and I had literally, throw them some food and tell them to go to bed,
right,
type stuff, no interaction. And, it's something I'll live with the rest of my life. And, today my mission is to help anybody recover from that. That's why I think that's why it's so passionate to me, is because a lot of these guys and gals that we're helping, they have kids. And it's heartbreaking to see. I think I got lucky, because how many kids would have forgave me? My kids have. Right. They joke about it. They make fun of me.
Yeah.
They send me memes.
Right.
About
Darian's
the father.
An asshole. But
Yeah. Jake's the real bad one.
Oh, Jake's the real asshole.
Yeah, Jake's the real
asshole.
Darian's bad too. But they'll send me memes. So when the father goes to the store for milk and never comes back. They're pretty funny. But yeah.
So maybe our troll will send us some of those after this podcast, since he watches.
Yes, he does.
He obviously watches and listens.
Anthony Warepate.
Anthony Warepate, not real name, but we love you, Anthony Warepate. Yes. We love you.
We love your memes.
Every loss may lead to another win. I'm going up.